Ice is Nice, all about the North and South Poles by Bonnie Worth, illustrated by Aristides Ruiz and Joe Mathieu. I'm the Cat in the Hat, and we're off and away to visit the poles, north and south, in one day. It will be a quick trip in the SS Ice Chopper, my super slip-sliding, ice-breaking pole hopper. The North Pole will be the pole hopper's first stop. It's the farthest point north on the Earth. It's the top. Some call this the land of the midnight sun. What's wrong with this statement? Show us, thing one. To call this a land is an incorrect notion. The North Pole is located in the Arctic Ocean. Over most of this ocean, sea ice is floating, so icebreakers are good here for boating. Snow on land near here can pile up quite thickly, forming ice caps and glaciers that do not move quickly. If you sit and watch and you wait patiently, icebergs will split off and spill into the sea. Icebergs are big and a danger to ships, much thicker than sea ice or icebreaker flips. I have asked widely, and I have been told some very good reasons the Arctic's so cold. Earth spins on an axis that goes through its middle, making one turn a day. That's one part of the riddle. On the side of the Earth that is facing away from the sun, it is night. On the other side, day. Earth spins on its axis while circling the sun. It takes a full year till this orbit is done. 6 months, the North Pole tips away from sun's light and makes Arctic winter one very long night. In the summer up north, when light shines night and day, white snow everywhere reflects sunlight away. Without light, it's cold, sometimes 80 below. That means 80 degrees, less than good old zero. Native peoples live here. You ask, are they nuts? In the past, they kept snug in their sturdy skin huts. Today, people live here like you and like me, with houses and cell phones and color TV. Some still fish and hunt, but not in dog sleds. Those marks in the snow are a snowmobile's treads. And this group of people that you can see here are nomads who follow their herd of reindeer. Adaptation is the word, I have been told, for how Arctic animals weather the cold. Seals, whales, and walruses have blubber, you see. These layers of fat keep them warm as can be. The snowy owl's warm in a feathered snowsuit. Thing one's wearing one. Oh, now isn't he cute? This shaggy musk ox has a coat of fine fur that keeps him warm. I wish I had one. Brr. I will say this to you, and I think it is fair, that the king of this pole is the great polar bear. He has layers of blubber and fur that is white, but his skin is as black as the dark of the night. The polar bear has an unusual hide. It's made up of hairs that are hollow inside. This skin and hair just cannot be beat for absorbing the sun's rays and holding the heat. As he walks on the snow on 4 snowshoe-like paws, no animal's safe from a polar bear's claws. In winter, the foxes blend into the snow. White fur camouflages them quite well, you know. They hide in the snow and hope that they may sneak around that old bear and live one more day. Winter year-round? Oh my, what a bummer. But for 4 months you'll find it's actually summer. In summer, the North Pole tilts back towards sunlight. It's sunny all day, even when it's midnight. It gets a bit warmer. The snow melts in patches. A tiny insect called the midgefly now hatches. Berries and mosses and all kinds of flowers, when temperatures rise, are sprouting in hours. Summer's bright heat up to 80 degrees. Walk outside with no hat and you won't even freeze. The owl and the fox turn brown like the hare and blend into the land when it is warm there. This place can get lively, it's true, mark my words, when the caribou come by the thousands in herds. They've come many miles, it's called a migration. They give birth on the way, it's no spring vacation. They've come north to graze, as long as it's warm, and head south before the first autumn storm. Speaking of south, it's high time we hop. The South Pole will be the pole hopper's next stop. While the North Pole is found on the water, you see, the South Pole's on land, and take it from me, Antarctica's valleys and its mountains steep are buried in ice that's at least 2 miles deep. One look at this chart in my hand will make clear. When it's summer up north, it's winter down here. If you thought that the north was a cold place to be, the south can get colder by far. Believe me. Minus 130 degrees. And this is no laugh. It's so cold I just snapped my ski pole in half. It's colder down south, and the main reason why is these mountains that rise up a mile or 2 high. Summer's cold too, but penguins come still to eat the fat shrimp and the plentiful krill. Emperor penguins stay near the coast. Small fish and shrimp are what they like most. And there's nothing here good for making a nest, so father's warm feet cradle their chicks' eggs best. They raise their chicks and the crush all together. They huddle and stay warm in the freezing weather. But emperor penguins are only one kind. Other penguins come here, as you will soon find. Chinstrap penguins, most numerous of all, live in large groups and have a shrill call. Adelie penguins all live in large flocks. Mates watch over eggs in nest lined with rocks. A head stripes the sign of the Gentoo breed, the penguin with the fastest underwater speed. Whatever great height the rockhoppers may lack, they make up in pluck and are quite quick to attack. Penguins of all kinds get here in ice floes because penguins can't fly, as everyone knows. They have stubby legs and waddle, you know. They bob back and forth and the going is slow. But way down deep in these Antarctic seas, the penguin can swim with the greatest of ease. Have you heard of this thing that is called climate change? It means the Earth's temperatures are shifting in range. The Earth's getting warmer and the polar ice is melting quite quickly, which isn't so nice. Students and scientists from dozens of nations are studying the poles from ships, planes, and stations. Their satellites watch the weather and ice. They track climate change and check their facts twice. If we all work together, I hope in my heart we can keep our poles icy or make a good start. Glossary. Axis, an imaginary pole or line running through the earth, which is around which it spins. Camouflage, a way that animals and plants are disguised for self-protection. Climate change, the increase in the Earth's temperature in the past century, which affects the climate and the ice at the poles. Continent, one of the 8 land masses on Earth. Crèche, a large group of baby animals being cared for by adults, from a French word that means crib. Nomads, a group of people who have no fixed home and who wander in search of food or grazing land for herds. Plentiful, in large amounts.